Local history, local culture, local events, your community. This is the Joe Kelly Show.
Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. CABVI, Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Our guests are Ed Welch. He's the new director down there. And we'll also be talking to Kathy Beaver. She is the VP for Rehab Services. And before we get into CABVI, I've got to say, you've had quite the record at the WIBX, 33 years up there, and you've had how many years at AAA? 34?
Yes.
And of course, you've had all those years too down at CABVI as a board member. The one that surprises me the most, though, is that you gave up the radio show. I thought you'd be there forever.
And it was hard to do that.
Yeah.
I love broadcasting.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a fortunate person. I've loved everything I've done. Whether it was my 18 years that I'm finishing up at the county legislature, the years I was at WIBX. I forgot that
18 years at the legislature, yeah. And
certainly, but I'm very passionate about the CABVI. I've been there for 25 years as a volunteer and board member. And when the opportunity came to become the president and CEO of the organization, I thought the best thing for me to do was give it my entire undivided attention. So I figured it was a good time to retire from broadcasting. Obviously, I was going to retire from AAA, and certainly I was planning to leave the legislature. I actually said that on January 3rd, not knowing this opportunity would be available to me because I was going to get out of the politics business. It's a tough business.
Yeah, it is a tough business. The WIBX thing, you did, was that the first ever auto show that they did, Ed?
It is,
yeah.
It is. It's funny, the only person that was there longer than me was Julian Noga.
Yes, I remember Julian Noga.
And what a good friend and great person. And so when he was passed away, he was no longer doing the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like the old guy at the radio station.
Yeah.
Which was odd to me, thinking of myself as the old guy.
Yeah.
But obviously the gray hair proves I am.
Yeah.
But it's I guess you go through life, you don't expect to be the old guy.
Yeah. Well, while you were saying that, I'm just thinking to myself, I think I'm the old. I know I'm the old guy here. The years that you spent on the county board of legislators, pluses, minuses. I mean, as you said, it's not a tough.
Well, it's two separate jobs.
Yeah.
Being a legislator is a very good job. You can do a lot of meaningful work with a lot of good people. We've accomplished a lot of things in the 18 years that I've been there, with many of my colleagues that have been there, and certainly our county executives that I've served under. Running for office is a different job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's politics. And of course, nowadays, that's a tougher business than ever been. I've jokingly always said that I use more hand cleaner in the politics business than I ever did working on cars. So it's just a different kind of business. So, but I encourage people to make a difference in the community. You have to do both to be successful, and it's both jobs are difficult, but the most rewarding job certainly is being a legislator versus running for office.
Now you've got a big pair of shoes to fill. Rudy D'Amico, you succeed him. He was there a lot of years as well.
Rudy's a great friend and mentor, and he's done wonders with the agency. A few years back, we put together a strategic plan for the agency, and we wanted to grow the agency and branch out and do other things. And back then, we were about a $25 million revenue company. Today, due to the execution of that plan under Rudy's leadership, the years he was there, and our other vice presidents and the rest of our senior management team, we're about $62.5 million in revenue last year in 2018. We're on target to be higher than that in 2019. Mm-hmm. And we've been able to do some other things. For example, we've branched out to the Syracuse market. We've got a building there, warehouse operation, manufacturing operation. And again, CABVI is a social enterprise. And I think when people say, well, what is that? Well, that's an organization that serves a social mission, in our case, providing services for people who are blind and visually impaired, and basically getting those people to maximize their abilities in life, whatever they want to aspire to be. The social enterprise part of it is the ability to raise your own revenue to do that. So our manufacturing, our production, things that we sell, our base supply stores that we operate around the Northeast. All that generates revenue that goes back into the business and be able to provide jobs for blind people. Also, the ability to do the services that we do. Most of our services are free of charge. And again, that revenue, although we do get revenue from the state and some federal revenue, but our business model is self-sustaining with the ability to basically manufacture and sell our own products.
And you also asked for public support. I hear Rudy doing the messages on the radio asking people to remember CABVI this holiday season.
Yes, Rudy was gracious enough to chair a holiday appeal, which we've done every year, and I couldn't think of a better person to do it than Rudy.
Yeah.
And again, the community has been very generous to us, and our mission has always been the same. This is our 90th year of operations, and I'd like to think that we wouldn't have lasted this long if we weren't doing something right.
How did it get started? Why did it get started in Utica, Ed?
Well, it really started out, and our first location, really, the first building we bought was next to the 258 building on Court Street. Mm-hmm. It was literally, if you think of where the 258 building today is, the parking lot directly behind there was a house there. And we began operations just by trying to create some jobs for people who are blind. And there weren't any. And even today, the unemployment rate for blind people is in the neighborhood of 75%. So it's a societal issue that has always been vexing for many, many people. So literally, that was our mission to start our business. Many agencies in the country only provide job services. Not all of them do both rehabilitation services and employment services like we do. So and over the years, the business grown. We kept growing, and certainly everyone remembers Don Legitimacy, who was there before.
Yeah, I remember Don.
Before Rudy. And interestingly, in the 90 years of the organization, I'm only the fourth person to be the CEO. Mm. So people tend to go there and stay there a while.
Isn't Kent Street Don Legitimacy Drive or Don?
Yes. Yeah. The city named the street in front of after Don. Don's a legend in the blind rehabilitation services business across the entire country. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many awards he's received and how much recognition he has. And that bodes well for our agency. Our agency is recognized as one of the leaders in this business across the country. So we've got a very rich heritage of not just doing good work, but being recognized for it and being a leader in the business across the country.
And for those who aren't familiar with where your headquarters is, and it's more than just that today, but the headquarters, your office, mm-hmm. is on Kent Street, Don Legitimacy Drive. Used to be GE. Correct.
And General Electric donated that building to us, and it became our headquarters. And of course, when we moved in there, it was before my time there. I started with the agency about 25 years ago, but we never thought we would need more space than that.
Yeah, but you do.
And we do. And we've expanded our operations over the years. We have a large warehouse manufacturing facility on Bleecker Street across from the Sonic Home. We have another large warehouse facility right next to the old Charlestown on Dwyer Ave. And our Syracuse facility, which is almost 70,000 square feet as well, is on Court Street in Syracuse, right off of Carrier Circle. Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about some of the things that the CABVI employees do over there when we get back. Ed Welch is our guest. When we come back, we'll be joined by Kathy Beaver, who's a vice president over at CABVI, and she's involved with rehab services. Short break, right back.